It is, what's today? Today's Thursday, July the 16th. Alex Trebek has a goatee. Just saw that on the Twitter. How fucking awesome is that? He's also feeling well, and he wrote a book. Isn't that nice? Some good news for once. That and more. Episode number 21, Complaints and Observations.
The greatest podcast hosted by someone who knows so precious little about almost everything. A journey into the mediocre mind of an exceptionally average person. This is Complaints and Observations with Dave LaPointe. Who the hell is Dave LaPointe?
21 episodes. The show is now legally able to drink. Boy. So, welcome to Thursday. I have less than nothing to talk about. So there's that. I mean, there's a couple things, but nothing groundbreaking, you know? I thought my last two shows were actually pretty good. I thought Monday's show was good. I thought last Thursday's show was good. Yet, no more listeners. So please, if I have to pound this into all of you, all four of you that are listening, tell your friends. If you don't have friends, make new friends and tell them. I got the stickers yesterday. I thought I had ordered a 5x5 like square sticker. Just the show logo, the red and black logo with the white lettering. Apparently I ordered 3x3 stickers. So, I mean, it's more of a laptop sticker than a bumper sticker, which is not ideal. But if you would like one, let me know. Be happy to throw a couple in the mail for you. Once those are gone, I think I'm going to have to order the correct size, a 5x5 or a 6x6 or something. But kind of bummed, I must say. Yeah, I put one on the back of my car. Why the fuck not? You know, gotta represent Honda Fit Click. But yeah, Alex Trebek, huh? I don't know if you saw that on Twitter. The Twitter page has posted the YouTube video that our dear friend Alex posted yesterday, rocking the white goatee. It's awesome. It's amazing what happens when old guys grow a goatee. Celtics play-by-play guy Mike Gorman, for years, no goatee, dyed hair, whole 9 yards. He comes back one year, probably, I don't know, 8 or 9 years ago maybe. Comes back one season. His hair is short. It's its natural white color. And white goatee, gray and white goatee. He looked like a fucking badass. It was great. So that's cool. Something to look forward to when you get old. White goatee. And he said he wrote a book. He did write a book. I had to look into it. The audio version is read by Ken Jennings and Alex, which is interesting. I bet it's pretty good. The name of it is And the Answer Is. Perfect. What a genius title for a book by Alex Trebek, huh? Good stuff. But anyways, a couple things that I wanted to talk about. The other day, I am driving down the street past a Dunkin' Donuts. And a phenomenon that has come up throughout this pandemic that is puzzling. Why do groups of men, maybe retirement age, but definitely, late 50s to late 70s, I would say, that 20-year range, why do they feel the need to congregate at fast food establishments? Dunkin' Donuts, McDonald's. Do these men not have homes? Is it this stupid fucking cliche of, oh, my wife doesn't want me to hang out with my friends? What sort of adult relationship do you have with your wife that you can't, spend time with your friends at home, that you have to go to a fucking Dunkin' Donuts to see your friends? I don't know. I must be missing something. However, the phenomenon since the pandemic is that they're now tailgating. And so I saw this in a Dunkin' Donuts parking lot that is very small. It's not meant for spending time. And I went by twice. One going to where I was going and then coming back from where I went. That sounded terrible, didn't it? Going where I was going, coming back from where I went. Huh. That could be a good book title. No? Again, wannabe ad man. It'd be a great book title for somebody. I don't know. At least I think it would. Probably not. Anyway, so I mean that was probably a good hour and a half between the two times I'd gone by. I don't get it. It was what can you talk about for an hour and a half in a Dunkin' Donuts parking lot? Especially now. Like usually you could talk about sports. Well, nope. Unless they watch soccer, and my guess is that they don't. Uncultured swine. But I don't understand it. It was weird. And I'd like to know more. I'd like to know why. I mean, my assumption is probably what I had said previously, where they just, they feel the need to leave their house. They hate where they live so much that they need to go sit in a parking lot at a fucking McDonald's. There's probably bigger parking lots that they could go to. My wife seems to think it's a coffee thing because it's cheap to buy the coffee, and then you get a refill of the coffee. It's probably cheaper to make the coffee at home, sir. What do I know? I'm a coffee snob, so I spent $3.50 on a honeydew cold brew this morning. It's better than Dunkin' Donuts. I'm out on Dunkin' Donuts anyway. I'm a honeydew guy. I even got used to Starbucks when I was working way back when, which has become another point of contention for your host here. I go in these real ups and downs. It's a real roller coaster of how I deal with not being employed. There are some benefits, obviously. One is, I have time to pack the house for the move, which is a whole other story in and of itself, but I really don't want to talk about that because it's kind of stressful. But not working allows me to do the things for that need to be done. Taking some of that burden off of my wife, rightfully so. But this week has been, I'm looking at the all the jobs I've applied to, and I was looking at the number of jobs that I have applied to since I was let go. So since May 1, basically, Well, actually, the first one was May 6th. Was the first one that I sent an application for. I am up to 190 submissions. 190. And I think I've probably received a response from about 10. Of those 190, some of them were crap. Either, I was way underqualified, way overqualified, which I'm not really overqualified for much of anything. But the thing that's really getting to me now is I'm reading things about and seeing LinkedIn is the worst place to be if you're unemployed. It's a good place to try to look for a job and find a job, sure. But don't read the posts. Don't read any of that shit because you're just going to get depressed. Because all it is, too many people flaunting their bona fides on LinkedIn. When you're looking for a job, you need to do that. If you're unemployed, you need to tell people what you've done, what you're good at, etc. I don't need to see motivational speakers everywhere. The whole fucking thing is just littered with that crap. Motivational speakers and Tony Robbins wannabes. Even Tony Robbins, some of his stuff is okay. A lot of it is marketing. He has his big events throughout the course of the year, and he charges a lot of fucking money for those events. So, he needs to keep up the front, and that's fine. It's not, I shouldn't even say a front. It kind of is. But there are too many of these guys that, okay, you did very well. I'm happy for you. I'm glad that you've done well. I don't need to see, your assets under management in the billions in your fucking heading under your name. I don't need the name of your book for a magical solution to all this shit. You're an excellent self-marketer. I would love for someone to be honest on LinkedIn and just put, fucking Jimmy Dynasty. Why did I get? Oh, this thing on the wall. All right, let's use a different name. Jonathan Papelbon, effective self-promoter. That would be, and then if he says, hey, this is how you market yourself. Dynamite. But it's nothing but depressing shit. This person's found a job, they have to post a big, long fucking soliloquy about how they found the job and what they're going to be doing. The next person lost their job, so they got to post a big, long fucking soliloquy how much they loved the company they worked for that just fucking porked them. Yours truly, guilty. Guilty as charged. I did that. Because it was, I felt that way. But yeah, it's too much. And it just makes you wonder, like, the people that write all this fucking flowery, happy bullshit on LinkedIn, do they not realize that there are fucking 30 million people out of work? Hello? Nobody needs that. Nobody fucking needs that. And it's slowly turning into fucking Facebook. Don't go in the same thing with LinkedIn that I would say if you're on Facebook, don't look at comments. If you're on LinkedIn, don't look at comments. You can have somebody post something. Oh, hey, congratulations, so-and-so, for the launch of your new product. Third comment in. Oh, fucking Donald Trump did this, blah, blah, blah. Fucking liberals, blah, 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 blah. This is not what this site is supposed to be. I really wish they would just turn off comments. Or if you post something, then you probably can. I've only posted a handful of things. You should have the ability to turn off the comments. Because it turns into a fucking cesspool. Nobody needs that. Especially someone who's just using this thing to try to find a fucking job. Ah, man. See, now I'm in that whole fucking pissed off and depressed about this work thing. I had a call yesterday with a recruiter, really nice kid. He's like, "Oh, what are you looking for?" Now he reached out to me, and he's like, "What are you looking for?" Well, the stuff that's in my profile and account management and territory management, regional management, shit like that. Oh, I don't really have that. I work with software companies. So of course you do. Everybody fucking does. Because that's all that's out there. Software, healthcare. That's it. Blah. I don't know. And I was thinking yesterday, do I go back to school, get my MBA? Well, what for? Just to spend money to put some letters next to my name? Big fucking deal. It's not going to help me get a job. I don't know. Unfortunately, I'm not clever enough to work for myself, so that's not an option. Anyways, I need to change the subject. I decided to start doing some, not vocal exercises, but, I have to do a little something to try to avoid the myriad of slip ups and stumbles that occur on this program. And all of a sudden, this morning, started singing Hallelujah, the Jeff Buckley version. The Jeff Buckley version. Great band name. The Jeff Buckley version. Wow. That's good. See? Man. I mean, I can't sing, but it was, it's a good song. Free ad. Jeff Buckley. It's one of those albums that, you don't listen to it all the time. You listened to it, well, at least in my case, you listened to it, you heard it a couple times before, of course, when he passed away, I think it came out after he died. I'm not 100% sure, but, it's one of these things that you forget about it, it comes back, and you're like, oh, wow, it's a good album, No, I know. Okay, so I was wrong. It did come out before he died. He died in 97. I thought he died before that. 97. But an excellent record. Grace. It's very good. There's some live stuff that he came out with. And look, I'm not like the biggest Jeff Buckley fan. But again, it's the kind of album that you come back to every now and again. Apparently he's a big Kiss fan. Some people that you would never imagine being Kiss fans are Kiss fans. It's weird. Kiss is odd. Anyway, it's the music minute. I played golf on Monday. It was okay. And I thought to myself as I'm playing golf is a real metaphor for life. And here I'm thinking to myself, oh, that's kind of interesting. Turns out I'm, probably the 12 millionth person to think this, but you spend all this time trying to get better at this game, and you fail over and over and over and over and over and over again, hundreds of thousands of times. You'll never get to be as good as you want to be. Never. I don't care if you're Tiger Woods, Bryson DeChambeau, that fat fuck. You'll never be as good as you want to be. The whole goal is to just be okay, at least for non-professionals. The goal is to just be okay. And I think that's the same in life. You fuck up thousands of times, and the goal is to just be okay. You know? There's more to it, of course, like be a decent person, don't be a prick. There's that. But I mean, in general, you got to go through all the fuck ups to get to the okay. It's an interesting way to think about it. I had never thought of it that way. So when I heard it, when I thought of it, I was like, oh, that actually makes pretty good sense. So, yeah. There's really nothing going on. I mean, there's a couple things going on. One thing I did want to talk about, Rudy Gobert, the French center from the Utah Jazz. That whole sentence is just odd. French center from the Utah Jazz. Whatever. Good ball player. Not tremendously good. Not, $20+ million a year salary good. He's 7 feet tall. And, he can shoot a little, play some defense. But he's the fucking douchebag who, he was like the first athlete to get the Rona. He's the asshole who did not take it seriously in the beginning. Had a press conference and touched all the reporters' fucking cell phones and recorders like a prick. This fucking shit piece has the nerve to say that the NBA Bubble's anonymous tip hotline. So when you want to fucking rat somebody out in the bubble, apparently Dwight Howard wasn't wearing a mask and half the league ratted him out because nobody likes Dwight Howard. But he called it petty. I'm like, dude, you must not know. English may not be your first language, sir. But please, go back and look up the meaning of the word petty. Your fucking face is going to be right next to it. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. Come on. I mean, this goes back to what I said. I think I don't know if I said it Monday or last Thursday, but the NBA bubble, the actual playing of the game is going to be fine. Everything else is going to be way more interesting. These fucking dudes, it's going to be the event of the summer. The shit that goes on in the bubble. Because you can just see it. It's slowly growing. It's getting to the point where shit's going to explode at some point. Maybe not explode. I think they'll get through it. But, it's going to be fucking just tons of weed in there. Tons of broads. There's going to be. Like, come on. They're professional athletes. They have two jobs. Playing their sport and being irresponsible with women. That's it. That's all they do. And that sort of leads me to another thing I wanted to talk about, which was the pending story about Dan Snyder and how fucked up the Washington racial slurs are and how they have been for a long time, apparently. And so, allegedly, there's a big story about to drop in the Washington Post. And I'm waiting. I'm waiting, and I'm waiting, and I'm fucking waiting. It's starting to become annoying because I would really like to know what the fuck is going on because, quite frankly, it would give me something to talk about. But I guess the story is that there's some shenanigans going on and has gone on within the organization for a long time. A lot of drugs, a lot of sex parties, which is a term that I saw, which is like, what the fuck is a sex party? What is that? It's an orgy. Just fucking call it what it is. Sex party. See, this is what, like, little people don't we don't know anything about that. I've never been invited to a sex party. I don't think anybody that I know has been invited to a sex party. If they have, they haven't shared that with me, and it would be interesting because I'm curious what goes on beyond the having sex part. What else do you do? I mean, my guess is you just sitting around drinking, blowing lines, and having sex. That's what when I hear sex party, that's what I think. I don't know if there's anything more than that. Could be. Who knows? I've never been. But I guess there's a whole lot of people involved. Coaches, trainers, cheerleaders, uh, popcorn vendors. I don't fucking know. That'd be really fucked up. That'd be actually kind of funny if it comes out that Dan Snyder has been organizing sex parties and he's inviting Jay Gruden, former coach, defensive tackle, so and so, fucking Jimmy Jones, popcorn vendor. Whoa, how did he sneak in there? No, see, Jimmy was only there literally to serve popcorn. He had no sex with anybody. His whole job was to man the popcorn machine and just start fucking handing out bags of popcorn while people are getting fucking banged. Oh, that's funny. Oh, way to go, Dave. That's good stuff. Ah, man. A popcorn vendor. You have to have a beer guy, so you get, some fucking fat schlub beer guy, like yelling in the middle of the fucking orgy. Bud Light! Yep, I'll take one. $12.50. Thank you. No tip. No tip. Ah, fuck you. You got a small dick. Concessions at a Sex Party by Dan Snyder. Dan Snyder's an interesting cat. I looked it up, learned a little bit more, and unfortunately, Dan Snyder's an ad man. Here I am, wannabe ad man. Dan Snyder, actually ad man. The guy built his business on billboards, like, when you go into a doctor's office and you're sitting in the waiting room and you see, a poster for, I don't know, some fucking drug or, I don't know, something. It's an ad. Well, his company sold those ads. Good idea. Hell of an idea. Clever. And it was him and his sister. And they grew that, and just started buying up small companies here and there. Eventually bought Arnold Communications, which is out of Boston, has been around for a very long time. Done a lot of work. I want to say, I didn't know specifically how long it had been around when I looked it up this morning. I think it said in the 40s. And eventually, the chunk of Mr. Snyder's money came from the sale of his company to a French advertising conglomerate. Interesting stuff, huh? He also owned a part of Six Flags, which I think everybody knew, but that did not do very well. He had a couple of other small business ventures, and I don't really think there was anything else that was, substantial. I could be wrong, but it was interesting, and it was funny because, and then I don't know if he created a new company or not, but, he had, he made his money in an interesting way, all advertising. It had a publication, a magazine at one point that didn't do very well, but then the money that he borrowed to make the magazine, he gave the guy shares of his company, and then when he sold it, the guy made like an absurd profit. Very odd, very weird. Another world that I'm not privy to. I would like to be, but I'm not. I'm not privy to that. But then I had to do a bit of a deep dive on Arnold Communications because, like, oh, I know who that is. Like, interesting. So, wow, there was a woman who was in charge of Arnold Communications for a year and a half. Prior to running, which is now Arnold Worldwide, which is still a company, but it's owned by this French conglomerate. This is all super interesting stuff. So please listen closely. So I know that you're on the edge of your seat right now as I'm going to talk about advertising. She was the marketing chief of Brookstone. Do you know Brookstone? Yeah. They sell all that weird shit in the Brookstone store at the mall. And then they probably have a decent web presence. I don't know. I've never purchased anything from the Brookstone website. It's like, how the fuck do you market that? How are you in charge of that? And I'm fairly certain I don't know if the timeline lines up to when I'm pretty sure they went bankrupt or at least filed for Chapter 11. But it was interesting because who the fuck thinks of Brookstone for literally anything other than grab gifts at Christmas time? Sort of those parties that you have at work where everyone gets a gift, Secret Santa. So I was thinking, I couldn't think of the word. It's like, does Brookstone only make money 2 months out of the year? Who's buying Brookstone shit in fucking March? The only time you're buying something from Brookstone in March is you've returned the shit that you got at Christmas time and you have that gift card that you need to spend. But she was also in charge of marketing at Stride Right. Yeah, Stride Right. That's a name you probably haven't heard in a while. And you probably don't know what Stride Right is if you're not over 40. Because Stride Right was a shoe that when we were kids, folks my age, a lot of people had them. I don't think I ever had, but there was a Stride Right store. But yeah, now apparently Wolverine owns Stride Right. Go figure. She also, this is how deep the dive got. She also fucking ran marketing for Shaw's supermarkets. Shaw's? Marketing for a supermarket. How much fucking work can be involved there? Hey, we sell food. Hey, do you live in this geographical area? Well, you probably can only shop us or somebody else. Our stuff's better. I don't know. Shaw's. She ran fucking Shaw's. And apparently she had never run a marketing agency ever. She lasted 18 months and left. Now the guy that's running it has worked for this French company for a while. Same thing, though. He started off as an account executive, and now he's the fucking CEO of Arnold Worldwide. I would like to know where that sort of progression came from. How did you get from point A to point B? I don't know. But yeah, look, short episode. I don't know what else to talk about. I got a couple of these these things on my list here that have come up, but they require audience participation, and I don't have any. I have very little, mainly because nobody listens to the show. But my buddy Matt, who you may have heard on Monday, suggested weirdest place you've taken a shit. Not a terrible topic, but a terrible topic at the same time. Could probably produce some funny content. Best leftover food, something I thought of. Boring as fuck, but listen. My wife, on Sunday, prior to her leaving for the week, she made meatloaf. My wife's meatloaf is fantastic. And if you know my wife, please wish her a happy birthday. Her birthday is tomorrow. Be sure to wish her a happy birthday. Happy birthday, dear. But her meatloaf makes the best fucking leftover meatloaf sandwiches. Oh, I think I've eaten it like 6 times this week. Meatloaf sandwich. Not good for the old diet, which is gone. I didn't really have one. I was just trying not to eat like a fucking slob. Gone. All week long. Eating like a fucking disgusting fat body. They breathe into the microphone. The allergies. Fucking A. And you know what else I wanted to mention? And just, is it mandatory for classic rock radio stations to play AC/DC every fucking 10 minutes? Look, I like AC/DC, don't get me wrong. But every time I put on the radio, and look, I'm one of the few people that listen to the radio because my car does not have the capability to, there's no Bluetooth tech in the Fit. I have an older Fit, so no Bluetooth tech. My wife's car has it, but I just sometimes forget to use it. So fucking AC/DC. There's only like 3 rock stations around here, and they play AC/DC incessantly. Like, all right, enough. We get it. Yes, AC/DC. They're excellent. They're fantastic. Love them. But enough. Yeah. So and I this week I didn't have much to put together because I've been doing this shit for the house, trying to pack. So I spent yesterday packing or trying to pack the basement here. I've got no fucking clue. I've moved a bunch of times, but I've only moved apartments. It's just my stuff. So now I'm moving my stuff and my wife's stuff. We have a lot of stuff. And I'm thinking, all right, do I want to sit here and go through all the crap that I want to like get rid of and donate and shit? I keep hitting the goddamn mic stand. I'm sorry. I do, but at the same time, I just want to fucking throw everything in a box and then deal with it later. So that's the tact that I've taken. It's not the best tact. I shouldn't do that, but that's what I've done. And it's like, okay, now that you have a box packed, it's taped up. Where the fuck do you put it? Where do you put it? I have boxes like that are gonna end up lining up the middle of the fucking room here. I'm gonna have to put everything back in the storage room, I think, after I get it packed. Not ideal. We hired movers mainly because I hate moving and I'm lazy and I don't want to inconvenience friends and family to help me move. I don't want to go to the U-Haul, rent the truck, drive the truck. I don't want to deal with that shit. They weren't cheap, but they weren't nearly as expensive as I thought. I thought it would be more. My wife thought it would be less. So, it's a compromise, I think. But they sent a fucking laundry list of rules. Like, what the fuck? Yeah. Try to limit the amount of loose product. I mean, like, I can't box fucking like 20 to 25% of my shit. You can't put that stuff in a box. It's befuddling. I don't particularly care for packing. So it's going to be a slog, I think, getting through this till moving day. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Anyways, onward and upward. Listen, thank you for taking time out of your day or time out of your commute or the opportunity to fall asleep to the sound of my voice, which is probably the best way to handle this podcast. It's monotone enough that it's going to help you sleep. But thank you. If you want to share content, anything that you've thought of, any complaints or any observations that you have, please reach out to me. You can, if you have my number, give me a call. If you have my number, send me a text. Or show mail at complaintsandobservations.com. You can go to the website, complaintsandobservations.com. You can go to the Twitter page at complaintspod. You can go to the Instagram page, complaints and observations pod. You can go to Facebook. Fuck Facebook. YouTube, you can go there. You can watch the 10 dog challenge. It's still up. It's not going to go anywhere. Or you can leave me a voicemail like some people have done. Just go to the medium of your choice. If you look on the show page, there's a link at the bottom of the show, each episode's page. If you want to be on the show, for fuck's sake, let me know. Again, content. Need content. Need listeners. So fucking tell your friends. If you want a sticker, let me know. Send you some stickers. Good stuff. That's it. Thank you very much. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Godspeed. Ta-ta.